Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We're back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going over your Season 53 starter guide. This guide is going to be for people who have not played Warships, you haven't played a lot, and we're going to go over some of the basics on how you start a new Warship season. If you do, grab instant training, I appreciate it if you guys throw in that code CHICKEN in the shop. Does help support the channel. We're going to be running the giveaway. What is today? Today is Friday. We're going to be running the giveaway probably over the weekend at some point, so if you haven't become a channel member, it's your last chance if you want to win some of this cool stuff like I've got in here behind me on the shelf, which you can't see because the chicken is blocking. Some of the stuff like that. Anyways, it's cool stuff, and if you want to see more, become a channel member, and then you get entered into the monthly, every month raffle. And I appreciate you subscribe to the channel. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to do a little gear hard, and this gear hard is actually pretty interesting because we need the tokens, and look at all the sky shields. Look at all the sky shields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sky shields, guys. How crazy is that? They're covering... They really want to protect those 2 mortars. So we can just completely ignore them. But, yeah. So, starting off your Warship season. What is the best thing to do? How do you do it? And all that stuff. So, first thing about Warships is you should have some sort of a plan. Come with a plan or leave in defeat is what Boom Beach says, right? So just be able to take a look at the sneak peeks and kind of formulate an idea of your first day, your day 1 path from there. Now, this is something that I cover a lot on the channel here, but I mean, you can find the sneak peeks anywhere you want where there's Boom Beach content online. And I would say it's definitely important to watch stuff, and yes, you know, things do change on day 1 always, but it's good just to have an idea of what's there, what's coming, and then, you know, kind of formulate, you know, what you think is going to be your path. Because sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. So, you know, having an idea of what you want to do is always, always, always recommended. So, yeah, so if you can do that, that's great. Now, like I said, things change on you know, on the first day of Warships, right, in terms of your tech path. So the most important thing out of all of this stuff is to get off to a good tech path. If you unlock things that are not beneficial, then you are at a disadvantage pretty well the rest of the season. So it's so crucial to make good unlock picks, especially early on when you can get those rank chests. Now, you know, there's ways you can do this. There's generalities that apply. I mean, defense is usually good early on. Heavies are usually the main troop that we like to use early on. But it's always different. So sometimes it's better just to simply take a step back, let everybody else figure it out, right? Let, like, Chicken go ahead and stream and figure out if something sucks or if it's good. Yeah, that's usually the best, you know, scenario is to just simply take a step back, let everyone else, you know, kind of determine it for you, and then you can see. And you can see through the social medias, YouTube, whatever, or you can wait and, you know, now that we start 6 out of 6 chests, it really changes a lot of the day 1 strategy because you're able to just, you could not play until the afternoon and, you know, be on the right path and then get to gold early and be fine. So, very crucial to have a good plan starting the season. This is kind of funny. We've got all our heavy choppers alive. Nothing can kill them, but they can't do enough damage. So, yeah, that I would say is the most important thing that you can do. Let's take out this shock launcher, and then we'll just start shocking or flaring all this stuff, I guess. So the next thing, all right, let's say you started your season. We ran out of time. Let's say you started your season. You didn't get off to the best start, okay? You made a couple mistakes. Maybe you unlocked some stuff that was the wrong thing to unlock. What do you do from there? So the easiest thing that you can do is, you know, there's a few things to check. So you can optimize your base, and sometimes the best strategy is to just simply wait. Just wait until you can get to that next tech, that next thing that you know is going to be good. It's like, oh man, I'm losing because everyone else is using this and I don't have this. So get to whatever that is, and then plan your push accordingly kind of from there. And it doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't make gold on day 1, sure, it's nice to make gold on day 1. Yes, it absolutely does help. But if you don't, you can still make a comeback. Look at me, for example, last season. I still made the top 500, and I made tons of tech mistakes. Seemingly every time there was a push point, I somehow fumbled the bag, and it slipped out of my hands. and I picked the wrong thing, or I upgraded the other thing. You know, it happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. I'm not oblivious to it either. So when that does happen, you just got to be patient. You just got to be patient. You've got to sit. You got to take your chest in a suboptimal rank. But that doesn't mean the season's over. Does it mean it's going to be a little bit harder? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop or like the season's done or you screwed it up. You can always make a comeback in Warships, which is kind of the cool thing about the game. I did listen to you guys. I upgraded my Fire Spike tribe to get the heavies maxed or doing more damage, and I also upgraded the artillery GBE cost reduction tribe. So if you're wondering why it was costing 2 GBE for artillery, that's why. So yeah, like I said, now say you've taken a decent tech path. It's not really that bad, but it's not things aren't going swimmingly. A couple things you can look at are, number one, your base layout. That's an easy one, depending on what engine room level you're at, because it does get annoying to copy bases after a while. But that's an easy one to fix because you don't have to change anything. You don't have to wait. You can do it right away. So that's where I would start. Start by looking at your base layout. Make sure that that's decent and you're not just simply losing on time because people are able to clear you a lot faster. Number two is your attack strategy. You might have the right troops unlocked, but you might not be using it in the most optimal way. This happens to me sometimes, where you unlock. It's like, oh man, I've got bombers, I've got clone rifles, I've got rocket launchers, shock launchers max. Like, what am I doing wrong here? What is going on? And it's usually there's something wrong in your attack. You can gain a few seconds somewhere by just simply optimizing something. A great way to do that is, again, the socials, but also just watching your replays. That's an easy one. Look what your opponents are doing. Are they using a different hero ability? Are they using a different drop? Is your drop sloppy? Are you losing bombers at the beginning or at the end? Something like that. Things like that, they make a little bit of difference, but they really go a long way. Other stuff. So the attack is good, the base is good, your tech is decent. Again, sometimes you still gotta wait. There's the tribes there. We got it maxed out. We're all ready for this crab, guys. I'm actually kind of excited. It's gonna be the heavy chopper one. It will be live now by the time this comes out. So get to crabbing, fellas. Get to crabbing. So yeah. I mean, that's it in kind of a general sense. There's different strategies of playing the tech tree you can get into. Like, we used to always talk about base riding and tech riding. I don't know. That's definitely true to an extent, but I think that matters more for the higher up players that can actually do that. I mean, if you're starting like me in rank 12, 13, 14, you can't really tech ride with that much success. I mean, you can do it depending on how the tech tree is laid out, but if there's no clear and obvious, like, really strong push point, like if there's Seekers in, like, late 4ER, and that's typically how tech riding works, is you get to Seekers or Rocket Job or some sort of offense that people can't defend against, and you skip a bunch of defenses to get there. That's essentially what tech riding is. Sure, you can do it with defense, but I mean, if you're unlocking all the defenses, then, you're kind of just base riding at that point, so... Yeah, it's kind of like playing it, I guess, offensively versus defensively, and, both of them have merit. Both of them are, sometimes the best way to go, but it just depends on that tech tree, right? That's really what everything comes down to. That's why watching the sneak peeks are really so important, just to get an idea of the tree and how everything's going to look and all that stuff. Oh, this is just going to be too easy, guys. This is just going to be too easy. We can just go like this. Throw her into 3x mode. Oh, no. I flubbed it. I almost lost the match. Instead of going into 3x mode, I threw another flare. Oh, amazing. It cost me a heavy chopper, but who cares? We've got instant training. So, a couple basic tips to go over for Season 53, guys. I do hope that helps you out. Some of you Warship vets, let me know down below in the comments. Just let everyone know that's watching this. Who wants to get off on the right start this season. I always get comments every season, like, these videos helped me get my first diamond, things like that. Like, that's what we're trying to help out, right? Because the more people that do that, it's better for the game, right? Because the more people that have a positive experience playing Warships, they're going to play, they're going to tell their friends. It's better for the game. We'll get more people playing, Supercell make more money, and then, in turn, we'll get cooler updates, right? So that's the whole purpose of idea behind these videos. I know most of you that watch, you know, most of the videos, you already know all of this. I understand. So that's the idea anyways, is to help people that are playing for the first time or who maybe never really gave Warships like a real competitive shot and want to. So some basic tips, and stay tuned for sneak peeks this weekend, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Checking out. Bang, bang.